Hello everyone and welcome to the Impact Play, impacting more than just gaming. We are your one-stop news shop for the latest and greatest across gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, and even music. We are amplifying voices from those respective fields and having the story told here on the Impact Play. Join us as we record the show live over at twitch.tv /the Impact Play and by clicking on that notification bell so you will be notified when we do go live or later on YouTube or even on your favorite podcast platform. Just simply search for the Impact Play. However you consume your content, wherever you consume it, we are there. Your support keeps the lights running and keeps the content rolling. You can support us over at anchor.fm /the_play/support via Patreon. With server recruits and above, get the show ad free. Go to recruits and above, have exclusive access to not only the post show, but they can even call in to be a part of live show experience, early access, and so much more. Learn more and become my Patreon supporter today at patreon.com /the_play. We are an Epic partner, so with every purchase you make within the Epic ecosystem and use our credit code Epic Play, we do get a commission to help support the show, further elevate us, and take us to new heights at no extra cost to you. I'm your founder and your host Mohammed, otherwise known as It's Yagu. This is episode 152. On the agenda, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has the biggest weekend ever in video game history. Coachella has arrived in Fortnite. Horizon Forbidden West could be getting a third game. Cyberpunk 2077 is getting some new DLC. Rogue Jam 2022. Elon Musk could be buying Twitter. TikTok is getting some new features. The Batman is arriving on HBO Max. A TED TV show? J-Lo's new documentary. A Billie Eilish and Simpson crossover. The NBA playoffs are near. Atlanta United ties against FC Cincinnati. What went down on AEW's Battle of the Belts 2? Coachella is here. The 2022 CMT Music Awards. DJ Khaled's new Jordan collab. New music from Swedish House Mafia. Lizzo, Harry Styles, G-Eazy, Ricky Martin, and more. Plus the top stories of the week. So welcome to our very first segment of the show, where we discuss what we have been playing, what we have been enjoying, essentially what we have been up to. For those of you celebrating Easter, I wish you and your family a happy Easter. Now let's get on to the rest of the show. Alrighty folks, so I've been getting back into Destiny 2. I'm literally nearing finally completing the Beyond Light DLC. I'm at step 20 out of 34. And literally, if you guys didn't join us on our live playthrough over at twitch.tv /TheImpactPlay, we had such a difficult time trying to complete step 18, I believe it was. Literally, I had to do at least 5 reruns trying to defeat that same boss. Like, wow. Like, I didn't want to like end the stream unless I defeated it, and I finally did. Well, so that was the deuce. If you guys missed it, the VOD is up on our twitch.tv /TheImpactPlay channel. The VOD is still there. But nonetheless, I've been dabbing with some Kirby and Forgotten Land post credits. I believe I'm on the last on the final boss. We'll see. But nonetheless, Tunic I still haven't completed yet. Fuck You and Unite, I'm on it every now and then, and also Moon Knight. I've just completed watching episode 3, so our review cast for that will be up soon. So I guess we're gonna hop into the news, folks, but we're gonna start with some housekeeping for you. So our review cast for Moon Knight Episode 2, Someone Suits, is available now publicly for everybody over our YouTube channel. Also on podcast services around the globe, so it's also on Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts, it's there. And also on top of that, our review cast for episode 3 will be up soon, so be able to look up for that. And on top of that, we have one more thing. We've uploaded a good amount of live reacts to a lot of things, which is up on our YouTube channel as well. So be sure to check that out and let us know your thoughts. But nonetheless, we're gonna hop into the news, folks, and we're gonna start with your gaming play. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has the biggest opening weekend ever for a video game adaptation in the US, according to GamesIndustry.biz. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, of course, originally reported by Variety. The film, directed by Jeff Bowler, made $71 billion during its debut weekend, largely ahead of the box office number 2's Marvel's Morbius, and its $10.2 million for its second week on screen. Not only did Sonic the Hedgehog 2 beat its predecessor's opening weekend, but also established a new record for a video game adaptation. The record was previously held by 2020's Sonic the Hedgehog with 58 million, followed by Detective Pikachu at 54 million and Tomb Raider at 47 million. And it also made 140 million across its international markets as well. Now we have some Coachella and Fortnite, according to IGN. Fortnite is partnering with the Coachella Music Festival, and it's yet another instance of the popular Battle Royale and encroaching on the real world. The sound and fashion of the annual show are coming to Fortnite as Epic Games Black Post revealed, as a ton of Coachella-themed items are being added to the store. Players can also listen to a selection of songs from the upcoming festival and game, which includes artists such as Harry Styles, Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, and more, by tuning into Icon Radio while driving around the map. The collab just comes days after Sony and Lego's parent company, Kirby? Really? Okay. Invested $2 billion in the Epic Games metaverse. And partnering with Coachella certainly leads into the idea of bringing the world into a shared online space. So the first wave is up now, and there's also a second wave of content coming as well, starting on April 21st. Also, we have an update on the Activision Blizzard lawsuit coming from IGN. So, California Governor Gavin Newsom has been accused of interfering with the Activision Blizzard sexual harassment lawsuit. Allegations were made by Melanie Proctor, the Assistant Chief Counsel for California's Department for Fair Employment and Housing, after her boss, Chief Counsel Janet Whipper, was fired by the governor last month. As reported by Bloomberg, Proctor resigned in process to the firing and sent an email to staff saying that the governor began to interfere in recent weeks. And as we continue to win in state court, this interference increased, mimicking the interest of Activision's counsel. She added the office of the governor repeatedly demanded advance notice of litigation strategy and of the next steps in the litigation, and that her boss Whipper attempted to protect, quote unquote, protect the agency's independence. I hereby resign effective April 13th in process of the interference and Janet's termination, Proctor said. Newsom's communication director, Aaron Mellett, said claims of interference by our office are quote unquote creditorily fake. All adding that the governor's office will continue to support the DVEH in their efforts to quote unquote fight all forms of discrimination and protect Californians. But as it's looking, of course it looks like this interference. Come on, do you think people are gonna get fired and leave for no reason at all, even though they're in a high-profile case? Come on, how does that look? That looks very bad. And quote unquote, no. Why would you want advance notice of every step they're doing? If you're quote unquote protecting Californians, it doesn't seem that way at all. So hopefully this will bring more light onto this, and hopefully we'll get a better update on this later on. We'll see. But nonetheless, let's get into the rest of gaming. So we have an update into not actually not. I was gonna say Destiny, but that's later on. Where is it? First, we're gonna talk about its developer Bungie. So this is an update on an article coming from IGN. The 7 states where Bungie is offering fully remote eligible positions only the start of the developer's commitment to go digital first. While these positions are currently only available in California, Florida, Illinois, Oregon, North Carolina, Texas, and Washington, Bungie plans to add more locations to this list in the near future. Speaking to IGN, a Bungie spokesperson said, "This is the only start of our transition to a digital-only first approach to hybrid work. We plan to open new locations, and we will make additional announcements as they become available." And the original story is as follows. Announcing its intentions on Twitter, inspired by Kotaku, Bungie said it would be adopting a digital-first approach for future job positions. California, Florida, Illinois, Oregon, North Carolina, Texas, and Washington are the approved states that are fully remote eligible. It's currently unconfirmed why fully eligible roles are only available in these 7 states, or if Bungie plans on extending the offerings on different parts of the U.S., which they did. That's kudos to them. And now we're going to get into some Destiny news as well. So Bungie will place raids and dungeons released before Destiny The Witcher Queen expansion into a rotation in Season 17. According to this week at Bungie Post, there will be a raid rotator and a dungeon rotator, and completing those activities will give players a pinnacle reward. Firstly, a new raid and dungeon will give players pinnacle rewards after every encounter, and the way they do it right now. Next season, that means the Witch Queen's Vows of the Disciple raid will continue to offer pinnacle rewards for each encounter as a new unnamed dungeon Bungie plans to release. In addition to the seasonal rotation that highlights the newest endgame content, though Bungie is also adding a weekly rotation for adding raids and dungeons, adding incentives and return to them as well. Also, for legendary gear rewards from the raids and dungeons will be farmable based on the chosen activity that's currently in rotation. Bungie also noted on Twitter that lockouts are disabled in the weekly rotation, which will make weapon farming for specific weapons easier from certain checkpoints. Alright. So now we have a new Horizon Forbidden West game. According to GameSpot, if you've played Horizon Forbidden West, you know that the story didn't exactly wrap up cleanly. Just like with the end of Zero Dawn, Guerrilla Games set the stage for yet another game, one that could see Earth completely destroyed. The game's director has now basically confirmed that a third game is incoming. Speaking to VG247, Horizon Forbidden West creative director Mathis De Jong said that the narrator threads we see at the end of the game will be examined in a sequel. This game ends with another big cliffhanger, where we're setting up some things for the next game once again. So hopefully we get an update on this soon. But it's great that there's another game incoming. So, Cyberpunk's first major expansion will be released in 2023. Developer CD Projekt Red has confirmed, coming from GameSpot actually. The Polish studio made the announcement during its last financial call. This is the first time CD Projekt Red is providing any insights into when the expansion might be released. The studio has not shared any details about what to expect from it, though CD Projekt Red has a history of large-scale and impressive expansions, like The Witcher 3's Heart of Stone and Blood and Wine. So stay tuned for an announcement sometime this year. Some of Ubisoft's games, like the newest entries in the Assassin's Creed and Far Cry franchises, have been criticized for being too big, quote unquote, so much so that people feel intimidated to get started. So when Ubisoft announced a new game development technology, Scalar, that can help games grow even bigger in size with the limitless world. Some may have wondered if Ubisoft believe bigger is better as a rule. That's not so the case. According to Ubisoft's Patrick Botch, who's heading up the team in Stockholm, working on Scholar and a new IP using it. Do we need games to be bigger? No. Botch told GamesIndustry.biz. Working on Scholar and a new IP using it, do we... I'm sorry, I read that already. Are some games going to benefit from being able to be bigger? Absolutely. It depends on what the game and the goal of the game and its creators as well. Byte said he believes that Scholar technology will give developers the ability to make bigger games, and some might benefit from this, but it won't be all of them. No part of the game should be driven by more is better. This technology does not dictate what games you build, but what are games that will definitely benefit from being bigger, more detailed, being able to scale, and being greater than they are today. So the Scholar is Ubisoft's new technology, which is a cloud-based production tool for developers to build games faster, more effectively, and at a scale previously dubbed impossible. The developer also added that Scholar is not a new engine that Ubisoft will license to other studios in a way that Epic does with its Unreal Engine. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're just talking about what we want to do, quote unquote. So we'll see what games will use this new tech. And speaking of CD Projekt Red, Witcher 3 has been delayed, this time indefinitely, according to The Verge. So this is coming from the Twitter post. We have decided to have our in-house development team conduct the remaining work on the next generation version of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We are currently evaluating the scope of work to be done, and thus have postponed Quarter 2 release until further notice. And we'll update you as soon as we can. Thank you for your understanding. So we'll have to wait on them, and kudos to them. They learned from their Cyberpunk release, and just take your time with that. IGN and Rogue Games have partnered to produce Rogue Jam, a brand new game jam that not only offers publishing deals to indie developers, but also $800,000 in total prize money, though will be used to bring their games to life. Devs from around the world submitted their unreleased games last year, and the Rogue Jam panel of judges that includes IGN EVP and CCO Pierre Snyder and former Nintendo of America president Reggie Vils-Ami have spent the last couple of months picking the best of the best. The winning games and developers will be announced beginning April 18th. Well, tomorrow as of this recording. And this watch guide will help ensure you don't miss a beat. So it'll begin April 18th. Episode 1. Let's see. It's divided between 5 episodes. From April 19th through May 17th. So you can watch it on IGN's YouTube channel. Let's see, their apps. And that's essentially it. Okay. So the winner showcase will award and recognize outstanding indie games and pressed a panel of judges that, as we already talked about the judges, there will be a total of 5 winners across 5 different categories. Each of them will award a certain prize to the indie development chosen. Each game is judged on fun, originality, presentation, polish, and the rogue factor. The categories and prizes are as follow. The overall winner will receive $500,000 and a rogue publishing deal. WTF, which we know what that stands for, will receive $100,000 and also a rogue publishing deal. And then we have eye-popping, beautiful, $100,000 and plus a rogue publishing deal. Huge potential, $50,000 and a rogue right of first refusal, an audience choice of $50,000 and a rogue right of first refusal. So Rogue Games itself was founded by IGN co-founder Matt Casacina, and it recently raised $2.5 million in funding to publish indie games for PC, console, and mobile. Okay, so kudos to them. And now we have Microsoft's going to be adding some ads to free-to-play titles. We'll see. Look at this article from Eurogamer. So Microsoft is reportedly considering adding advertisements to its free-to-play titles. That's according to Business Insider, which reports that Xbox is looking to offer advertisement revenue to the developers who make free-to-play games. One of the sources speculated Microsoft isn't currently interested in collecting a cut of ad revenue because it wants to provide more money-making opportunities to devs who make free-to-play titles publication side, as transcribed by VGC. Let's see. So it looks like that they're not gonna like just put ads and any free-to-play titles. Looks like that developers that make free-to-play titles, they could offer them some ad space in their own games to make even more money instead of just making microtransactions or what have you. So we'll see how this plays out. And lastly, I didn't want to talk about this, but I think we should. So the rumor was that Sony was going to quote unquote acquire Kojima Productions, but Kojima Productions will always remain an independent studio, despite what you have heard of. This is a tweet coming from Kojima himself. But yeah, it is what it is, folks. So we're gonna. That's it for your gaming play, folks. We're gonna move on to tech. Alrighty, folks, this first is coming over from The Verge. TikTok has opened up its AR effects tools to all users after its closed beta testing back in last fall. So it's a whole handful of projects you can use using the AR tools. But yeah, they're following Snapchat and Instagram, where they created similar AR creation tools in the past. All right. So now we have Elon Musk that is offered to buy Twitter for $43 billion, according to IGN. Elon Musk has offered to buy Twitter for $43 billion, according to a report from Bloomberg. CEO of SpaceX and world's richest person has made a best and final offer to buy the social media company. The offer states that he will pay 54.20 per share in cash, which is 50% higher than the company's share price the day before Elon Musk began his recent investment in the company. And here's an update on that as well. Twitter's board of directors announced that it has unanimously decided to adopt a shareholder rights plan to block Elon Musk's offer to buy the social media app. According to the press release, the plan will remain in effect to exactly 1 year. The shareholder rights plan, also known as a poison pill, is a tactic used when a company's board of directors tries to block a hostile takeover. It allows specific shareholders the right to purchase more company stock at a discounted price. And this announcement comes a day after Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal told employees that the company was still evaluating his offer. All right. Lastly, we have a report coming from The Verge. The Apple is reportedly working on 9 new Macs featuring its upcoming M2 processors, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Those rumors come hot on wheels of Apple's releasing the Mac Studio and its announcement that the M1 Ultra would be the last chip in its current generation lineup. Bloomberg isn't predicting a replacement for the Studio just yet, but reports that the most other Mac models will be getting an upgrade. Gurman says he's seen evidence of an M2 powered MacBook Air with a 10-core GPU, contrary to previous predictions that a redesigned Air will still have an M1, as well as the entry-level M2 MacBook Pro with the same specs. And the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros would also make an appearance with the new Mac Mini and Mac Pro rocking the next generation Apple Silicon. So we'll see what happens at the next WWDC 2022 on June 6th. So next we're going to have into entertainment, folks. But first we're going to take a break. Then we're going to come back with the rest of your news, folks. We are back, folks. And the first one up is The Batman. We have a release date for the HBO Max debut. Coming from comicbook.com. Wow. Let's see, where are you? So it'll let's see, Monday, April 18th, HBO Max, and HBO itself will is set for April 23rd at 8 p.m. Okay. Speaking of HBO Max, the Wonder Twins series has been activated, and it stars with Riverdale's KJ Apa and 1883's Isabel Mai, according to IGN. As reported by Deadline, Appa and May will play alien siblings from the planet Exar. In the past, Zen was a shapeshifter and Jaina was able to take the forms of various animals. So the siblings were informally trained by other DC superheroes in a comic from 1977 by E. Nelson Bredwell. An artist, Romana Fradden, revealed that they were orphaned during a plague and adopted by alien Exurians. They will continue their journey by heading to Earth after they discover Grax is bent on destroying it. Zahn and Jaina's goal was to warn the Justice League, and they eventually make life amongst humans as Swedish exchange students to attend Gotham City High School. And they also have a space monkey sidekick named Gleek. So Black Adam and Rampage co-director Adam Stitzkyle is writing and directing the Wonder Twins, and our production is set to begin this summer in Atlanta. Whoa. And we have some new even DC news for you. So, with this Discovery Warner Media $40 billion deal closed, the newly minted Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, David Zaslav, is looking to overhaul DC and revitalize the brand for a new era. And reports from Variety, Zaslav, who is CEO of the combined Warner Brothers Discovery, is looking to shake up DC in a move that could affect all feature film development, streaming series, and the creatives within DC itself to better compete with companies like Marvel. One key priority is finding a Kevin Feige-like figure to oversee the company. However, instead of creating a guru, sources say Zaslav is more interested in hiring someone with a business background who can keep all the different factions of DC working more harmoniously. During the search, 20th Century Studios and Paramount executive Emma Watts was considered a possible hire. The Variety says Watts will not take the job. So we'll see what happens and how it will affect the future development of DC films and shows. Speaking of shows, Ted is getting a new TV series. Peacock has officially announced the main cast for the upcoming series Ted, a prequel series to the 2012-2015 movie starring Seth MacFarlane and a mouth-felt teddy bear. MacFarlane, who's returning to voice the character, will be joined in the series by Mark Burkholder, Joria Wigham and Scott Grimes. And the original the original Ted film series was directed and co-written by McFarlane. This saw him voice acting a teddy bear that was wished to life, and the film picks up later in life after the charm of a teddy bear has been worn off and he becomes washed up. So the new series will take place in 1993 and will follow Ted after his moment in the limelight was faded, and a 16-year-old John Bennett. All right, so we'll see how this plays out. Speaking of cast, Ganger Menger Zhang, Zhu Xiaolang, and Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings will play Malva, a stone-cold archer and huntress that was raised by Dryas in Markeelan Forest. In The Witcher Season 3. So that's all we have, literally. So we'll see. So I mean, production is gonna be starting soon. All right, what's this? So we have our first teaser for Crimes of the Future, the upcoming horror film from iconic writer David Cronenberg. So we're not gonna really read into it, but yeah. Okay, Tyrese Gibson sparks speculation that he's joining the MCU and Blade following a vague social media post. Marvel Studios announced plans to make a Blade movie back in 2019. This was following a post on his Instagram page. Instagram page or Twitter? No, Instagram. So we'll see. All right, moving on. These last two news stories are hybrids between music and, I guess, entertainment. Well, this first is coming over from comicbook.com. So Billie Eilish is voicing herself in a new Disney Plus short in The Simpsons. In the upcoming When Billy Met Lisa, featuring her and Phineas voicing versions of themselves for the outing. All right, and nextly, we have Jennifer Lopez. Her documentary Halftime will kick off at the 2022 Tribeca Film Festival on June 8th. The film's premiere will take place at the United Palace in Washington Heights in Upper Manhattan, and before it debuts on Netflix on June 14th. And we're done with entertainment, folks, and now I'm going to move on to sports. Alrighty, folks. The NBA playoffs are near, and this was coming from CBS Sports. After an 82-game regular season and a riveting play-in tournament, the 2022 NBA playoffs have finally begun. This year's postseason features as wide open as field as we've seen in recent memory. While the NBA doesn't often see many major first-round upsets, this year we've seen some intriguing matchups that could lead to some unexpected results. The series many will be watching from start to finish is the matchup between the number 2 Boston Celtics and the number 7 Brooklyn Nets in the Eastern Conference. The Nets were a preseason favorite to win the title, but enduring injuries, part-time players, and a mid-season trade that led them to a disappointing regular season. They've showed off their firepower and the play-in win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving compromising anything but a normal 7th seed, the powerhouse duo facing off against Boston's league's best defense is guaranteed to be quite a show. Out west, the biggest intrigue comes from the matchup between the number 4 Dallas Mavericks and the number 5 Utah Jazz. Dallas will be without MVP candidate Luke Doncic for at least the first game of the series, which dramatically swings the odds in Utah's favor. Because of Doncic's usage rate and responsibility offensively, the Mavericks seem less equipped with some teams to survive without their superstar. The playoffs are set to begin on Saturday. Let me see. This article is coming from an hour ago, so it looks like it's this coming Saturday, I should say. All right, and next we have Atlanta United ties at home 0-0 against the FC Cincinnati in an action-packed match coming from Atlanta United directly. So when looking at this matchup, Atlanta was more of an attacking team with 66% possession, 490 passes and 22 shots. Atlanta was creating the opportunities for goal. Up until the final whistle, Atlanta kept attacking and getting close to the goal, but the final touch was missing. I thought it was a dominating performance, according to defender Andrew Gutman said we were keeping the pressure on all game. It didn't really have too many changes, but we had a lot of chances that just the final ball, the final touch wasn't there tonight. But it's a long season, and it's encouraging signs to see how we're able to move a team around and create pockets of space and chances. We've just to be a little sharper to create that final pass to score the goal. Cincinnati created a lot of pressure for Atlanta, pressing the midfield and making Atlanta change up their players early on. Cincinnati's defense was their greatest weapon, with former Atlanta United player Alec Khan proving to the team's most valuable player. Khan stopped 6 shots on target, including penalty kicks that were awarded in the 63rd minute. While Atlanta's defense did not allow Cincinnati to score, Brendan Vasquez continued to show signs he's leading as a top goal scorer in the league. So Atlanta will play the two match next week on Wednesday. The team will face Chattanooga FC in the first Open Cup match, and the team will travel to Fort Lauderdale to face up against Inter Miami on April 24th. So good luck to them. And lastly, we have the AEW's Battle of the Belts 2, the results from what happened, from what transpired. So according to Bleacher Report's coverage and recap of it, the AEW Battle of the Belts 2 on April 16th. So Battle of the Belt is neither a pay-per-view nor a regular show. This event could be compared to WCW's old Clash of Champions shows that ran between the big pay-per-view events. Their huge title match took place Saturday, including one for AEW's new sister promotion, Ring of Honor. We also saw that TNT and AEW's Women's World Championship defend during the hour-long special, so there was plenty of action to fill the show. Now let's look at everything that transpired. The first of the night's 3 title matches saw Scorpio Sky defend the TNT Championship against the man he beat for the title, Sammy Guevara. And now we have Jonathan Gresham that defended hit that I guess won the matchup against Dalton Castle. And lastly, we have Thunder Rosa has defeated Nyla Ross, the main event for the Women's World Championship. And now we're gonna go to our final news segment, music, folks. Alrighty, so we have the winners of 2022 CMT Music Awards. So the 2021 Music Awards celebrate country's music biggest hitmakers during the highly anticipated annual awards show on Monday, on April 11th. It was broadcasted live from National Municipal Auditorium and other locations around the city. Some performers took the stage included Kenny Chesney, Riley Reen, Black Pumas, and Keith Urban. So we have the winners are as follows. Video of the year went to Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood in If I Didn't Love You. Female video of the year went to Miranda Lambert in If I Was a Cowboy. Male video of the year went to Cody Johnson Until You Can't. Group duo of the year went to Maddie and Ty, Woman You Got. Breakthrough video of the year went to Parker McCollum, To Be Loved by You. Collab video of the year went to Jason Aldeon and Carrie Underwood If I Didn't Love You. CMT performance of the year went to Georgia Strait. Is anybody going to Saint Anton? We have CMT Digital First Performance of the Year went to Cody Johnson and Dear Rodeo. And Trending Song of the Year went to Taylor Swift and Love Story. So the 2022 CMT Music Awards was packed with the star-studded lineup of performers and presenters. So here are the highlights of what transpired. Faith coming from iHeartRadio. Faith Hill returned to the CMT Awards to present the Video of the Year alongside 1883 co-star Isabel May, marking the country's artist's first time back in 12 years. The 2022 award show was also a comeback for Kenny Chesney, who returned for the first time in 7 years to close the show with his hit song Beer in Mexico. The Judd's iconic mother-daughter duo, Naomi and Winona Judd, also took the stage to perform together for the first time in about 2 decades. So we're gonna show you this in momentarily, folks. For all of your audio listeners, you are definitely missing out if you aren't coming back to check out the VOD over on Spotify as well as YouTube as well. Heck, what's going on here? Something's wrong. Hold on. Why is it like weird? Hold on. I don't know what's going on here, but let's see something. Nope. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Finally got it. So here are the images from what went down. Ugh, wrong one. Oh. Yeah. Well, there's a whole lot of images. We're gonna go through this fast. Yeah, that works better. Just scrolling through it. Almost done, folks. Now I think it is. Yeah. 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 Okay, and we have let's see. After a 2 year absence, Coachella is back with a renewed focus on making the top tier festival an inclusive space. This year's festival featured two new initiatives for queer and disabled people of color folk, spearheaded by the Golden Voice Black Employee Collective GV Black. In addition, the festival is expanding its Everyone Space that launched back in 2019 that provides solitude and shelter for those looking for a calm out in the Empire Polo Club in Southern California. And here are the results, everything that went down on day one of Coachella. From the first day of Coachella's grand return, from the surprise edition of Arcade Fire to the various guest appearances, Anita, Snoop Dogg, Phoebe Bridgers, Danielle Caesar, Justin Bieber, and Harry Styles. Yeah, okay. And you could also watch it online. Let's see. Through Coachella's YouTube channel. Literally, that's the best way to watch it. Okay. And we have new music by Ricky Martin and Rake in A veces bien y a veces mal. We have, what's this next one? Yaritza y su esencia en esta noche. We have Ana Isabel and Gloria. Los dos cornales and no está aquí. We have Echo in Copacabana. Roby and Robot. Lely Hernandez in Nunca Le Bajo. And Victor Manuel featuring Mickey Woods and Marvin Santiago in Vamos a ver si y el gas. Yeah, sorry, my Spanish isn't the greatest, but yeah, I tried. And let's see, what else we got here? So Lourdes has postponed her performance at the Mohegan Sun. It has been rescheduled to August 25th. We have the Juno Fest that is happening April 21st. It's the annual celebration making its triumphant return after 2 years and filling Toronto venues with outstanding performances. Okay. And then we have a DJ Khaled Air Jordan 5 collab, and We the Best collection. Which I'll show you from Sneaker News. There you are, folks. There's the Easter collection. Get rid of these ads. Looks like I can't. Oh, yeah, I can't. Okay. Oh, looks like it was supposed to be. It's going to be available as a 5-pack. We'll see. So we have Ariana Grande's REM Beauty collab is headed to Ulta. And it'll be available today, actually. Online and stores. Futures has released his release date for his ninth studio album on April 29th on an Instagram post. Luke Combs has released date for his new album as well, which is slated for release on June 24th. And then Lindsay Ill has announced a release date for her first song of her new chapter on April 27th. So we have Shakira has recruited Ro Alejandro for her next single called Te Felicito. And we have a video release for Miami by Becky G and Karol G. G-Eazy's new single Angel was inspired by his late mom's passing. It is available. Harry Styles debuts 2 new songs. So he has debuted 2 Never Be Heard songs on his upcoming 3rd album for a May 20th release. Boyfriend and what's the other one? Is Late Night Talking at Coachella. And we also have even more new music from, let's see, Lizzo and About Damn Time, Swedish House Mafia and Paradise Again, Phoebe Bridges and Sidelines, Anita and Versions of Me, K-Like featuring Cardi B, and Doja B and Bori 300 and Shake It, and Connie Gray in Memories. Speaking of Swedish House Mafia, they have made history for the first ever Spotify live stream at Coachella as Coachella's after party. As part of the streaming's new Spotify Live offering. Axel highlighted the news while the Swedes performed at a private Coachella after party hosted by Spotify to celebrate the release of Swedish House Mafia's first studio album, Paradise Again. The group performed for over 2 hours at a highly curated event at a private mansion near the Coachella Music Festival grounds. The DJ set was Spotify's first artist live stream since saying on Tuesday it will be renaming Spotify Green Room, which was launched back in 2021 as Spotify Live, also as in the app as well. And now let's see what we got here on the chart the top 5 of the top 100 on the Billboard's top 100. As it was by Harry Styles is number 1. Number 2 is Heat Wave by Glass Animals. Big Energy is at number 3 by Lotto. Number 4 is Stay by The Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. And number 5, Enemy by Imagine Dragons and JID. So it looks like that's a wrap, folks. So if you guys are interested in sending us Freedom Mail, here's how you can contact us. We want to know your feedback, your thoughts, even any questions you may have for us. Sending us Freedom Mail on our Discord server. Leaving a voice over at anchor.fm/TheImpactPlay, or even by sending us email to readingmail@theimpactplay.com. Who knows, we even be featured on a future episode or even a special Reading Mail segment of the show. Thank you guys so much for making us a part of your day. We should join our community server over on Discord. Sure to enter exclamation Discord in chat now. And guys, we're trying to unlock subs over on Twitch, and we need your help. Share the channel. Lurk if you must, because every little bit helps us. Join us when we do our live playthroughs and more. So leave us a review. We just turning on your favorite platform. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one. For all of you, go to Gross and above. I'll see you on the post show. For everyone else, have a good one.